Yo, Scrawny with the skinny. We did it. We've made it. We're standing on the doorsteps of glory as an entire season of Fantasyland is about to get wrapped up with the Blast Spring Finals. I just genuinely want to take a second to say thank you. Thanks for always tuning into these videos. Thank you guys for giving me a little side project that I've actually had a lot of fun with, whether on the road or at home. I always look forward to these videos, and they've made fantasy even more enjoyable for me this season. So I appreciate the audience. I appreciate your guys' time, your constant viewership. Thank you. With that being said, Dallas is about to get wrapped up. We've got still the grand finals to be played between Mouse and Ents, but that won't really affect my draft. Artifacts currently sitting at top 3%. Great one from Cadian, great one from Shush. Would have wished I got more points out of Rain prior to the semifinals, but that was kind of his best match, if I'm not mistaken, of the whole event. So that one was a little lackluster. And then Hooksy's drop-off started to cost us because we were looking like a 1%er maybe. But hey, I'm happy with it. To me, it just kind of dispels my doubts of the very bad finish in Legends and Championship stage of Paris. I was distracted. That's why I did poorly. Yeah, that's all. Put a little more time into this one. Look where we finish. Top 3%. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it finishes. But standings. So right now, that elusive 5th place, because listen, Prof, I appreciate a little competition, okay? Prof went double Cloud9, I'm pretty sure, or something Cloud9. Who knows what Prof did? He doesn't make videos, so we don't really know. Now, do we? Interesting. But he knows exactly what we're doing. In fact, he's watching this right now, trying to make a draft so that he can maximize the chances of just irking me out. Prof doesn't care about 4th place. Prof doesn't go for greatness. He's just concerned about keeping us down, all right? You want a war, Prof, you're going to get one. With that said, of course, we don't know where ZywOo is at. He may have shit the bed in Dallas. If that's the case, me and Prof can still surpass him. P2 Maniac Lucy, best of luck in your guys' fight for top 1. Looks like it's going to come down to just the top 2. Haka and anybody beneath me, stay down there. All right? I said top 10 minimum, we're good. Top 5, the goal, still achievable. The Blast Spring Finals format is a single elimination bracket in the playoffs. 3 of the 4 teams from each group go on to the quarterfinals. Semis and grand finals will be played on stage. Quarterfinals, if I'm not mistaken, will not be. That's a shame. Yeah, that's a shame. That sucks. What can you do? Group A, featuring the major champions of Team Vitality. Now, I think Vitality are going to maybe come in a little shaky here, all right? Winning a major doesn't always mean you win your next event. In fact, it's usually a bad sign. So with Vitality versus Imperial, I like the fact they have a little layup game, even if they come in kind of cold, which I don't expect from somebody, say, like ZywOo. But I saw Apex was doing some media stuff. He's been on the French news. Dupree has a baby. I don't know how much time they've all been practicing with one another, having just won the major. You know, your goal, if your Vitality, was to win the Paris major, and you've done that. Do you really give a damn about Washington? I know they're competitors, and they're still going to try to put their best foot forward, but, you know, we've got some real competition at this event, competition that's going to be looking to recover their shortcomings in Dallas here on the Washington stage. I'm looking at Heroic. I'm looking at FaZe. I'm looking at G2, Cloud9. These guys are all hot off of Dallas. Vitality chose to take one event off, and I think that could actually come back to haunt them. But either way, I say they get through Imperial. They're in the upper final. G2 versus Cloud9. I like the odds on G2 in that one. I think G2 get Cloud9's number as of late. And, dude, some of the frustrations we saw on Shiro's face, it just looked like there was like a systemic collapse going on in Cloud9 at some point. And I think that's a hurdle that will be hard to get over in the face of Monacy, Nico, JKS. That's a good core. I have more faith in G2 keeping it together. I think Cloud9 are on the brink of like an implosion at the moment. So I'm saying Vitality versus G2. And let's go Vitality. They won the major, man. They're going to be riding that high. ZywOo's coming in hot. I think ZywOo will not skip a beat, personally. But the question is always, who is there around him? So Vitality top it in that one. G2 next to them. Heroic, man. Dude, that loss to Mouse sucked. I was really looking forward to a heroic grand final and potential trophy lift. You guys know I've been trying to ride that wave, and I'm going to do it again. I think they smack Complexity. I think, unfortunately for Complexity, they're going to receive all of the pent-up aggression that Heroic have now stowed in their back pocket. Ah! All right, poor Sonic, he is done, bro. It was a cool little show-in, or stand-in showing. Done. Cadian, going to completely fist Complexity. And then FaZe versus Astralis, that is a sick game. Obviously, Device with like plus 30 kill average across Dallas is just insanity. The level he brought into that event is mind-boggling. And I wish BlameF was right there with him. I wish that Altex was able to show his skill set as he did at the start of the event, but then tapered off alongside Glaive, alongside Buzz. The rest of Astralis still isn't there. There's rumors of Stare coming in from Sprout. There's some weird stuff going on there. I think FaZe are going to take it. FaZe have been playing close, tight, exciting Counter-Strike. God bless you, FaZe and Kerrigan and everybody involved with that FaZe versus Ents third map on Ancient. The best map of the year so far. And I think that, again, like I mentioned, they're going to be fired up from that shortcoming in Dallas, looking to at least get a little something on their way out of CSGO. So FaZe and Heroic in the upper final, and I give it to Heroic. I don't lose faith in them until semifinals at the moment, so I'm saying Heroic take this one as well. They'll top that group. That's going to leave us with Heroic here. Excuse me. Vitality, Heroic, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Literally doesn't matter. You can crunch the numbers yourself. Let's draft. All right, this is what you're really here for. What you got cooking, Scrawn Dog? What you got for me today? That's what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking because you're a part of Fantasyland. I know why you come back. I'm in your head, and you want to get into mine. So let me share. All right. Heroic. Now, Cadian, Shush. This is the duo I went into Dallas with. It was excellent, but Cadian fell off in the playoffs. If I believe Heroic are to win this event, someone's got to pick up slack, all right? Shush, he's earned his place. I've been kind of sleeping on it because I just kept thinking to myself, like, he's not going to do it this event. You know, Shush has had a string of successful events now, Dallas being yet another. And so I think Shush has absolutely earned his spot on this draft. He's not going anywhere. He is in. I want a second Heroic player, and they're all quite finely priced. I will say, dude, somebody at HLTV has been doing some number crunching, and these numbers, like all of Heroic, have come down in price because they don't want you to just go in on ZywOo. But all of my creations, right? Whenever I'm trying to get every single player I want down to the last dollar, man, you're always $1,000 or $2,000 short this week. And because there's only 8 teams, you know, I feel like they crafted this one, all right? There's some black magic going on HLTV, and if Prof was involved, I wouldn't be surprised, okay? I'm just saying, guys. Don't waste your time trying to crunch all the numbers. It's too difficult this time around. So I'm not going to take Cadian. That's the point I'm trying to get to. My second Heroic player is actually going to be Stown. I don't often pick Stown because usually he's above 220, but having already done the minute number crunching for you, you'll see where we're going here. Stown and Shush. Stown's looking good. Justifiable. Two highest rated players coming out of Dallas. I'm going to grab them both. And I'm going to switch them around because the gold player should always be first. That's just the rules. So Heroic, right? Again, open versus complexity. I think they dispatch of FaZe and either or Astralis. We scroll down. I'm not touching Imperial. I'm sorry. Astralis Device is interesting just because of his map ratings, but I don't think they're going to win anything or nothing beyond a quarterfinal. Complexity, sorry. Stand-in, not going to happen, right? G2 is just outpriced because unless you're dropping big bombs on gold players, which we can't with Stown already in the formula and the idea that Heroic's going to win, 206, 207 is just out of reach. So I'm looking at something a little more affordable. And what do I find? I find big playoff gamer Rain. 199 is a super good price point for a guy who is going to step up in stage games, and the majority of this event is essentially stage games. I think that FaZe aren't going to fall short in groups because 3 of the 4 teams get out anyways, and even if they do lose an opening game, dude, watch them run it from quarters into finals. You know, there's no Ents, there's no Maus here. We don't have to worry about good tier 2 teams. These are partnered teams. You're all safe. Everything will be okay. We brought in Complexity and Astralis and Imperial, guys. You can make it. You can do it. This is the protected seal of the partnership teams. And beyond these three, I then tap back into Vitality. Do I think Vitality will have a super clean event? No. But I think that a victory over Imperial is guaranteed. And then you've just got to beat Cloud9 or G2. We're talking about major winners. Magisk Sphinx. Oops. Freudian slip. Magisk. Magisk and Apex, in fact. It's every single dollar spent, which doesn't really matter, but feels good, you know it. And I'm just happy with this collection of riflers, right? Considering all the price manipulation that's been going on through this last event, I think we come out with a solid roster here. 2 heroic players, 2 vitality players. Of all these in-game leaders, dude, Apex is somebody that I still find faith in. His uptick in individual level has been great. He is not as suicidal of a player as, say, what we just got out of Kerrigan versus Ents on that Ancient game, bro. That was just throwing his life away at certain points in that overtime. I don't trust Nafany. I can't trust Glaive, even though I wanted to just one event ago. I'm glad I didn't tap into that Astralis pick because, I mean, these guys just throw themselves out there and die. And I feel like Apex, of all the players, it is Apex who has actually taken a step back. And it works well. So here we go. Locking in the Beebles. Yeah, Beebles are, it's a very niche Magic the Gathering creature type. We're going extra for the last draft of the season. Multifragger, Defender, Entry, Support, and Leader. These are all plus 30% activation for 5 points on the 4 rolls here. I expect Vitality to win some games, so the Leader will pay off even if they fall short. No op roll because I'm not taking Cadian. You know, if I were to put Cadian in for Stound, the amount of money that frees up, something like 10,011, I think. I just couldn't see another alteration to make in this draft. I really want Shush. I really want Rain. I think Shush and Rain are the 2 must-have pieces, all right? If you're going to change this up in any way, I swear, keep Shush and Rain, and then go ahead and grab Apex. Because at 180,000, he frees up all the money you're going to need to essentially pick up these silver tier riflers. But of course, I give you guys options. I treat you well here. So if you're not going with the Beebles straight up, which, by the way, make sure to check the pinned comment right before the draft goes live in order to make sure that I haven't changed my mind, because I may be playing mind games with a guy like Prof. Yeah, this is definitely my team. My team might also be this. Cadian Shush, so taking out Stound, putting in Cadian, tapping into the op play device. We want that 30 kill a map average on our side. 222,000 for device leaves you with Dupree and Apex. So you lose Stound, you lose Magisk. You get Cadian and Dupree. I think Cadian for Stound's not an awful bet. I think Dupree is less than Magisk. And I think that of the players on Vitality, now I'm looking at the 2 guys who I think might have a bit of a fall off from the major. And I don't want that to happen if Vitality do make a deep run. You know, we're not getting any Sphinx or ZywOo points. So this one's a little sketchy, especially considering that I don't think Astralis are going to make it too deep in the event. If they end up doing that, I think this is the draft I'll regret not taking. Then, I feel like I don't even have to spell this one out for you because it is pretty obvious. But if you want to go ZywOo, you know, highest rated player of 2023, the god himself, the legend of Lens, Lilou, the chosen one. Go for it. 245,000. You got to pair him with Apex. That's just the must-have because you're banking on Vitality anyways. And then, like I mentioned, Shush and Rain. You've got to have Shush and Rain, and they complement this draft quite nicely. I think that you're tapping into what could be a highest-rated player out of Heroic. You're tapping into what could be a highest-rated player out of FaZe, and you're doing it at 200 and 199,000. Then you have a difficult decision to make, and that's which bottom fragger do you want to put your life on? You've got Kerrigan, you've got Nafany, you've got Hooksy, JT, Glaive, all the usual suspects. Of all of them, I anticipate that FaZe could go the furthest in this event. But Nafany could pull off a decent map because Nafany, if they lose versus G2, whoever loses, in fact, between G2 and Cloud9 will get the chance to play versus Imperial. And I find Cloud9 are likely to just blow Imperial out of the water. When or if that happens, Nafany can maybe just break even. You know, the whole thing here is that ZywOo is going to go so above and beyond that he makes up for the likes of Nafany. So you could pull off this one as well. I think this is my second team. This is my third team. And this is my A-game, baby. Beebles. Again, guys, just want to say thank you. Thank you for watching Fantasyland. Thank you for giving me an extra purpose. Yeah. I appreciate y'all. I'll miss this throughout the player break. I might do a post-season wrap-up video, but no promises on that because it's going to be the player break. I'm going to be up in the chalet. My feet will be in the water. I'll be lounging in the sun, and I hope that you get a chance to relax throughout the summer as well, okay? And then we'll get back on the grind for next season because I'm not going to let Lucy win twice. Simple as that. Again, genuinely, thank you guys for watching.